Hello everyone, LauraKBuzz here, and today we are back with another video. I've not done much with my YouTube channel in a while, not done much in the way of game playthroughs, and there's a very special reason why I'm coming back to playing games on YouTube today. Let's just look at this notice before we start. This game includes characters that are inspired by real-life people who gave us permission to use their likenesses and personality in the game. However, everything in this game is a complete work of fiction. Some characteristics may be exaggerated, minimized, removed, or added characteristics to make a compact, interesting story. They do not reflect the actual thoughts, opinions, or backgrounds of these real-life people. The game is a fictional novel. The reason I bring this up is this is a dating sim in which I am a character. Yep, this is a game called Pairanormal. You're a student in a school, mysterious mystery things go on with the paranormal, and you can date LauraKBuzz. LauraKBuzz is in it, so that's a weird thing. So yeah, if the character of Laura in this game does something horrific and offensive that, like, currently only the first chapter of this game is out, if later in the game something happens that I'm like, nope, I would not do that, the thing that happened in the game does not necessarily mean that that is my real-life opinion. All the preamble out the way, this is a video game in which you can date me, and that's kind of weird and amazing, and I'm kind of in love with this, so yeah, let me date my favourite YouTube celebrity already. This is Pairanormal. The reason this says Geek Remix presents Pairanormal, Geek Remix, great YouTube channel, I've done some content with them before, if any of you have watched my Pixel Squirt series with them, where the three of us talk about video game porn. That's Mari and Stacy, and they are also dateable characters in this game. They reached out to Tess, who is at Chic Monster, at the Chic Monster on Twitter, and Chic Monster on Patreon. There'll be links in the description if you want to go see this stuff. Basically, they approached Tess. Tess has made the first chapter of this, like, amazing game. I'm gonna play, like, half an hour of it today, maybe 35 minutes. I don't want to ruin this whole demo chapter. I want to give people an excuse to go try it out. There's gonna be more chapters of it released over time. If you enjoy this video, go check the game out, please, because, like, it's super cool, and I don't want to ruin it all here, so here we go. Pam, pam, pam. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the very first Paranormal Investigation Club meeting of the year. Now, I'm just going to put this up front. I'm not going to try and, like... I'm in a weird position with this particular dating sim, because, like, most of the characters you'll see on screen are based on real people, many of whom I have done work with in the past, and, like, here's the deal. I do not want to attempt to do real-world people's voices, because I will do a bad job, and it will be terrible, so I'm just not going to try. These people's voices are going to sound nothing like their real-world counterparts, and you're just going to have to be okay with that. Hooray! Woo! What is the purpose of this? Mari, wait. What? You forgot to introduce yourself. Oh, right, okay, My name is Mari, and I'm the club's co-president. And je suis Stacy. Bodybuilder, dance troupe leader, part-time model, the other club co-president. What is the purpose of this club, you may ask? Simple! Ooh, just had a cat jump on my lap. Hopefully you stay quiet, Smudge. To find demons to date via various paranormal investigation techniques. Oh, wait a minute, what? Is that what this club is about? And not just demons, I'm also open to dating creatures of the underworld. Werewolves, vampires, zombies, as long as their brains haven't rotted fully and they can give me their consent. This is not what I signed up for, which means I probably should have known what I was signing up for before, you know, doing it. Also, mermaids, centaurs, ghosts. Definitely ghosts. Aliens, blue-skinned plant people, slime girls. What else is there? Okay, that's enough, Mari. You're scaring our guest. Oh, right. Sorry, I'm just workshopping. You know, no bad ideas, people. Can I just say, like, one thing I really love about this game is I love that rather than having static single images during dialogue, like most visual novels, you got a little bit of animation. Like, there's things like blinking, a little bit of moving side to side. It just brings a little bit of life into some of the scenes. It's a little less wooden than some visual novels, which is really nice. The actual mission of our club is to investigate the paranormal, be it in the community, in our history, or on the World Wide Web. To uncover the truth where others may prefer to turn a blind eye. To forge lifelong friendships. This is me. This is video game Laura. This is a weird thing for me. Like, I kind of love how the video game Laura has turned out, but it's a weird, surreal experience to be like, oh, that is me in this video game. Oh, heck. To do something to pass the time in this hell we call high school. So that when we're finally liberated from the chains of obligatory education, we'll be okay. Huzzah! Well, that doesn't seem too bad. I'm back on board. Stacy turns to face me. Hey, newcomer, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone? That's my cue. Gulp. Here we go. So the default name is Jay, and yeah, I didn't think in advance about what to call this. You know what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do for a name. Nah. No. Let's go with Jay. I'll go with the default name. I'll be nice. I was gonna potentially call the player character Jim, and then be like, he, Jim's gonna date Laura, and that would have been a fun goof. Screw it. Why not? We're gonna be Jim. He. Right. Greetings, guys. My name is Jim. I'm a new student at Foster Falls. Jim, I'd like you to meet everyone. She gestures to the mostly empty classroom. The only other 3 students wave nervously at me. This is Laura. She's our principal researcher and runs the club blog. Hey. This is Brett. He's like our boots-on-the-ground thingamajig expert. I am? I made up the title just now, but it totally suits you, don't you think? Well, it's true that, like, my memory and knowledge of obscure paraphernalia has allowed me to, to make meaningful contributions when we're on missions, but I don't know, is an expert actually a good title for someone like me? Like, for an example, I remember we had to take a look at this. And lastly, I present Michelle. Hey. Michelle is our, she's our friend. Michelle looks as though she's about to say something, but at the last minute decides she's satisfied with the description. Nice to meet you, Jim. Right. Well, now that we've gotten our introductions out the way, let's get to know our newest member better with an intense one-on-one question and answer segment. Wait, what? Hang on, I don't know if that's the best. Everyone gets to ask Jim one question. She places a reassuring hand on my shoulder. But don't ask anything too personal, okay? That does little to calm me. It might just be my imagination, but I see the club members exchanging looks. Something troubling I can't quite place just beyond their furrowed brows. I wonder if everyone can see me shaking. Brett stands, an eager smile on his face. Me first. What's a better sandwich, PB&J or BLT? An innocent enough query, but something is off about it. It feels more like a test. Again, I'm sure I'm imagining it, but even the walls lean in anticipating my answer. What should I tell them? So, PB&J, BLT, or what do those letters mean? This bottom one's gonna be important in a minute, but let's go with my real-world answer. Peanut butter and jelly. I shrug, picking the one that sounds the most plausible. PB&J? Brett frowns, sinking back into his chair. Laura giggles at him. Oh. Whatever you do, don't make out with Brett. He hates peanut butter. Mari, what? I would never, I mean, that is to say I hate peanut butter, like, true, but not just because you... I mean, if you and I were to... Not that I would want to, I'm just trying to say he is, Don't make out with Ronald for an advanced calculus either. He's allergic to peanuts. Right. I take a moment to think, then it hits me. Oh, peanut butter. PB. That's the PB in PB&J. Yeah, that's right. Did you figure that out just now? Oh, what? No. I mean, I knew that. I totally knew that. I'm normal. The classroom is peppered with nervous laughter. My abdomen contracts. I'm not sure how or why, but instinctively I sense something is wrong. Was it something I said? I do my best to pretend I don't notice. Righty-ho, who has the next question? Laura raises her hand. Geez, Laura, this isn't a classroom. Playfully indignant, the hand remains raised. Keep that hand up. Yes, the young lady down front with the cute blue hair. What's your favourite video game, Jim? What's my favourite video game? Honestly, there's too many to pick just one. Depends which day of the week you ask me. Oh gosh, there's so many games, you know? Yeah, just nodding and waiting to hear more. So far, so good. You've not blown it with Laura yet with this answer. I couldn't possibly pick one? Yes, I understand completely. I mean, from console to console, genre to genre, there's just so many to choose from. I have nothing to do but watch her ears gradually redden as she talks, my heart hammering furiously. It's as though we're in a contest to see who explodes from embarrassment first. Yeah, this is a pretty accurate picture of me when I try and start conversations with new people I do not know well. In summary, I'd be happy to talk about it in more in depth with you at a later time. Yeah, totally. She plops back down in her chair. I exhale. Great question, Laura. Anyone else want to ask stuff? The club members shift uncomfortably. This time, I'm sure I didn't imagine it. Laura looks at Brett, an eyebrow raised. He shrugs. I knew it. Something is very, very wrong. Mari and Stacy exchange worried glances, tapping their hands, crossing and uncrossing their arms. They're waiting for something. Something terrible. Yeah, I got a question. Michelle's voice cuts through the tense room. The confidence in her tone, the way she looks at me, it sets alarm bells off in my head. Michelle, remember what we talked about? It finally dawns on me. My legs are buzzing like they do when they're tucked away for too long. My throat is so tight I could barely breathe. Don't ask anything too personal, we wouldn't want to. They know, don't they? Everyone here knows. Is it true that you recently woke up in hospital from a coma and nobody knows who you are or where you came from? It's true, of course. It's all true. I've been conscious for a mere 4 months. All memories of a past life, if I ever had it before now, are lost. When I woke up, the doctors only ever spoke around me in cautious whispers. I managed to figure out I was never meant to be walking around, perhaps not even alive. I happen to agree. Every moment I've been awake, there's been a gaping hole of wrong floating around in my head all the time. And every time I try to think about it, try to get the jumbled thoughts in line... fuck, it hurts. It hurts. Groggy, I don't feel so good. I can imagine. Oh, it's you. What was your name again? My name is Elliot. I'm currently the acting caretaker of your estate. Another flashback. These have happened occasionally when I think too hard about the past. I figure my brain must be trying to overcompensate for lack of memories by making the few I have really, really clear. Almost like I've travelled back in time. Apparently it's not exactly normal. So this is a bit of a glimpse at, like, there is a bigger plot to this game other than just date YouTubey people, brackets, definitely date Laura, don't date anyone else. But yeah, no, there is like a big paranormal-y plot going on with Paranormal Investigation Club and a big mystery about why you don't remember who you are and what's going on, so there is plot outside of the go get a smooch with Laura. This must have been right after I was transferred to a new wing of the hospital, about 2 weeks after waking up. Have you found out anything new about me? The sharply dressed woman's only response is low, as though it's meant more for her than for me. Nothing that doesn't raise more questions than it answers. She scans the various machines and implements that line the wall behind me as if they might be of any use to her conundrum. Spotting a clipboard with my medical information, she picks it up and starts flipping through. I I've managed to arrange your release in a couple of weeks. For the moment, you'll continue to be under my care. At some point while flipping, she stops, concentrating on an unseeable line. Now, have you given any thought to my question? Yes, actually. Well, I think I'd like to be called Jim, for now at least. Her inhumanly black eyebrows arch, but otherwise her straight face gives no hint as to whether or not I've somehow made a wrong decision. Interesting. Well, Jim, I have another appointment just past the hour. Don't expect to see me for the next couple of days. She replaces the clipboard and leaves. Our meeting is so altogether abrupt that I'm not even sure whether it happened or not. I sink back into my bed, taking in the sounds of the hospital. Although there's a curtain blocking my view, I can hear frantic beeping, crowded footsteps, low murmurs, doctor's orders. There's a lot more people in this wing than I'm used to. Where is she? Where's my friend? Mari Sashimi? Somebody's shouting down the hall. I can hear footsteps rapidly approaching. The curtain swirls back. A wiry girl with jaggedly red hair and a panicked look in her eyes greets me. Oh, sorry. I'm here, Stacy. Stacy turns from me and beelines towards the voice cutting through my section. She draws back the curtain to reveal another girl comfortably nestled in her cot. The girl's long shiny hair looks dishevelled, but otherwise she doesn't appear too worse for wear. Instead, her pointed nose is scrunched up as she scrutinises a tiny rectangular device in her hand. Oh, Mari, oh my god, are you okay? I'm so sorry, Hey Stacy, don't worry, nurse said they're gonna let me out later today. I got like a weird shock from that tank, but luckily my organs aren't fried, so... Anyway, now I'm just catching up on my reading. She waves the device in her hand, and I notice there is indeed a screen of text on it. Tentacle Fiasco 4, my Neko boyfriend is pregnant, and I'm the mum? The best one yet. I blink. Looks like I'm back in present, but why am I looking at the ceiling? 5 chins tower over me. So, I'm going to tell a little story here, just because there's only one time in my life I remember, like, this view of looking up at faces looking down at me. When I was, like, 16, I used to ride a moped, and I got knocked off of it in an accident. It was not my fault, thankfully, but I was unconscious in the road, and I was given some kind of medication by the doctors and paramedics attending in the ambulance, and as I started to come to, I had a very weird trip, which involved me feeling like I was trapped in the forever point between 2 mirrors faced opposite each other, and then, like, eventually I could see all the faces looking down at me from above, but they were all on a 3-second loop with my mother's face asking if I was okay. It was very strange. Point being, that's the only time I've ever stared upward while people look down from above concerned. Told you not to say anything, Michelle. Well, somebody had to bring it up. If the elephant in the room got any bigger, it'd be the size of Foster High. I didn't know it was going to make him keel over. Well, look, they're waking up. Monsieur, are you okay, Jim? Are you hurt? Are you dizzy? How many fingers am I holding up? Wait, never mind. Do you need the nurse? I'm fine. How embarrassing. I sit up. I realise an assortment of backpacks and book bags have been arranged around me, carefully tucked under my head, arms and legs. A bundle of herbs tumbles down from my chest. We didn't think it'd be wise to move you. I thought you might, I might have been having a stroke or seizure. So, I just want to stop here and talk about something else as well that I think is a really cute little detail, and one of the reasons I'm really loving how this game's turning out so far. If you notice in this image, the Laura character is chewing on a bracelet. Because most of the characters you meet in this game are based on real-world people, many of whom are not neurotypical and have conditions of the brain that do various things. Tess, who did the majority of the writing and art on this, went to a lot of effort to ask a lot of really good questions about how to properly represent specific conditions. So, as someone that was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome about a decade ago, which I guess now these days it just gets diagnosed under the umbrella term of autistic spectrum disorder, but that's a thing I have in the real world, and that causes me some difficulties, and one of the ways that we thought would be a nice, cute way to incorporate that into the game is when Laura, the game character, is nervous, she will sometimes chew on a stim bracelet, which is a thing I have in real life. I have one of these. It's made of, like, very solid rubber that's, like, designed to hold up to, like, an adult set of teeth. And basically just if I'm, like, really nervous and anxious and get into, like, obsessive panic loops, it sometimes just helps to have predictable sensory information, and one of the things that's, like, a nice subtle way I can do that is just kind of chew on a bracelet slightly. So, that's a thing, and that's incorporated into the game. I don't want to go into too much more detail, but at least one other character in the potential romanceable characters is in a similar situation, and the character you are playing as in the game is in a similar situation, different conditions. Both, I think, like, from what I can see in this demo, handled, like, very well as well, so hooray for neurodiversity in a dating sim. The sage was my idea. Laura winces. Everyone did not appear to be on board with the sage. Stacy reaches down to support my back. Jim, I'm so sorry about this. We never meant to hurt you by telling anyone. It's just these club members are our best friends. We tell them everything. We never wanted to just spill your secrets, but we honestly don't know how to deal with your whole, situation. The way Mari says situation makes my lungs burn. But don't worry, everyone here in the club is sworn to secrecy. You guys aren't going to tell anyone, right? Right. I might have mentioned I might have mentioned it to a very close online friend, but I told them not to tell anyone. Brett sighs, hanging his head in shame. I told my mum. Michelle smirks. Looks like I'm the only one here who knows how to keep her mouth shut. Not that it matters now. Everyone grabs my arm and helps me get back on my feet, leading me to the desk so I can lean on it. I heard Shia and China talking about it on my way back from gym, some other kids from 4th period too. This isn't a secret anymore. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Hey. Michelle makes sure my gaze meets hers. It doesn't even matter, babe, alright? Fuck 'em. Michelle? I don't know if... Hush it, nerds. It occurs to me that, up until now, the towering goth punk had been almost totally quiet during the meeting. I sort of assumed she was shy. But now, the full intensity of her attention on me, I realise how easy it was for her to dominate the room. Look, it's never about whether or not everybody knows your dirty little secrets, right? The real question is, are you going to let what others think about you control you, or are you going to live your life however you bloody like? I swallow. Hard. What do I say? I guess I feel relieved. Reflecting on my predicament, I'm surprised to find a sense of calm filling me. It's like a big weight that's been following me around has been lifted. I can't believe it, but this is kind of a relief, actually. I was so worried about everyone finding out that now that they do, I don't have to worry about it anymore. That's the spirit, babe. She nods approvingly. An uncomfortable silence fills the room. The club members look amongst each other, not really sure what to say next. So... Brett pushes his glasses up his nose nervously. He half chuckles to himself. Does that mean you've really actually never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a bacon, lettuce and tomato sandwich? Not that I know of. A contagious smile spreads across his face. The other club members light up too, some kind of realization hitting them all at the same time. Well, I know exactly where you can find some of the best sandwiches in town. And if you've never played a video game before, then that means that means I have so many cool titles for you to try out. Mr. Needlemouse 3 and Knuckles is just so awesome. You have to read Tentacle Fiasco Parts 1 to 5. It will change your life. And I will have the distinguished honour of introducing you to the Backstreet Boys' uplifting library of songs. All at once, the club members chatter excitedly. I can't help but get caught up in it. Suddenly, I feel Mari's hand on my arm. Welcome to the club, Jim. I always thought what had happened to me was something to be ashamed of, but put into this new perspective, I see there are aspects that maybe aren't so bad. Who knew? A few hours have passed, and the hallway outside our classroom has become completely empty and quiet. Club members snack onto their leftover lunches and the club's party snacks, milling about and chatting amongst themselves. Ready, but not quite ready to head home. Right, I guess I just relax, hang out. I probably shouldn't leave without at least talking to everyone a little bit. Aha, now I'm going to sort of skim through this, but this is where we get to an interesting gameplay mechanic that is not common in these sort of like dating sim visual novels. The mystery investigation mode, where you are sort of left free to go explore and do things. We will get there in a moment. Oh, okay, so this is slightly different from where the last build I played. The last build I played didn't have these sort of like white boxes around interactable objects. I don't know if that is because I've just sort of recently changed. Basically, the game is being updated as I'm playing it, so yeah, basically you can scroll around this sort of like panorama of a room. There are things to investigate which in the first build of the game were not squared. I don't know if that's going to stay or not. I wonder what that poster says, implying that the protagonist maybe cannot read right now. A bottle of pills. I definitely don't know what any of the words on the label are. And all of these things will end up in... Yeah, they'll end up down the bottom in this sort of like interaction menu. They get collected up, but also you can talk about people in the scene. Again, this wasn't there previously. The character art wasn't previously in the investigation bit, but here is some art that's been found. Here is a computer. And these are all then talking points that you can bring up to other characters. I'm not going to do the full investigate because I want to leave some things open. And let's have a look. Yeah, then you can switch to talking to people, and you have all the people who are in the current scene. I highly encourage, find every interactable thing in the room, find all of the data points you can talk about, and then talk to every possible person about every possible thing, at least in this first scene. There's a lot of really cool stuff to get through learning, like getting to know these characters. I don't want to spoil that in this video. What I will say, there is a later investigation in this demo that has like a meter, and every time you interact with something, be it click on something in the room you want to know more about or talk to someone about a topic, it will slightly reduce this bar. And the impression I get is that in later investigations you won't have the ability to investigate or talk about everything, and you'll have to prioritize what you want to learn. But yeah, for the purposes of this first one in the demo, go talk to everyone about everything. What I will do, I'm curious actually, can I talk to other characters about Laura? Because I don't think I could do that previously. One time in junior high, Bart and Ashley pushed Laura down some stairs. The next day, all the school printers didn't spit out anything but a doctor's note his mum sent in the week before, excusing him from PE because of his hemorrhoids. Oh, this is new text to me. I've not seen this. I was a little bit confused there. Huh. Now, I'm not saying those two incidents are related, but I'm saying Laura is a genius hacker tech witch who should not be trifled with. Tee-hee-hee. So what I'm gonna do for this is I'm gonna talk to everyone about Laura, and I will do the Laura dialogue, that just the, like, not talking to Laura about any of the specific things in the room, just, hey, hello Laura, do a conversation. And that's probably where I'm gonna leave this video. I don't want to spoil too much more, I want to leave some mystery, but I'm hoping that this gives like a good sense of the sort of stuff that's in here. Whenever we're out exploring, Laura's holding down the fort at the school library. She looks up references, writes on our blog, and keeps our group texts under control. Heck. Sorry, I'm getting all excited now that I'm like, oh, I didn't know I could talk to people about the Laura character. Laura writes the club blog for us, but that's way cooler to me than... But what's way cooler to me is that she designed and coded the website too. Heck! Hey! I'm finding out what other characters know about me. Hey. Laura doesn't talk much, but don't let that fool you. She's one of the smartest girls in this school, and I'm including the teachers in that. Oh, that's some really cute flavor text. So yeah, you can talk about the things that are like down the bottom, so I could ask Laura about these pills. Those are Murray's, I really wouldn't touch them if I were you. Or you can just do chat, where it's just, here is the conversation that you can have with that character in this scene. Laura seems pleased to see me approach, although as soon as I get near, her gaze drops bashfully to the floor. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Laura. I'm still a few lengths away from her, and I hop forward the last couple of steps. Laura nearly crouches, startled. We've already been introduced. I'm Jim. She straightens up, slightly flushed, and we stand there looking at each other for a few awkward moments. It seems that she hadn't forgotten my name, but that she didn't know what else to say. So, Pairanormal Club? Yeah, pretty cool, right? I guess so, yeah. So, yeah, initially some awkward silence here. Like, I did a lot of talking to Tess, who did the writing on this, about how I wanted the character to turn out, and my big thing for Laura was, like, initially very awkward and shy until you get to know her, and, like, until she opens up, she's gonna be a bit, okay, a little bit unsure how to do conversations at times, so a bit of a tough nut to crack here. I wish you all luck in your adventures. Yes? What exactly is the Pairanormal Club? Like, what do you guys do here? Laura chuckles, tugging at the hem of her skirt. So the tugging at the hem of the skirt thing is a reference to me being, like, uncomfortable and fidgety with clothing, and, like, that's a autism-y thing. Yay, little nods to autism-y stuff. If we're not hanging out at our clubhouse, we're usually out going on missions. I mean, everyone else does, not me. I'm more of an indoorsy type. Club missions? When the club want to investigate something mysterious in town, they go on a mission, a group expedition to explore an area of interest. I'm sure you'll get to go along on the very next one. Everyone goes together. Oh, cool. Yep. So, how did you get roped into our little club? I'm guessing, since you don't know anything about the paranormal investigation aspect, Mario or Stacy talked you into it somehow? Yes, actually. Well, we met in the hospital a few months ago. I wince but smile. Trying to remember things hurts. And after they saw me in school today, they asked me to come by, but... Anyway, what about you? How did you meet them? Laura appears not to notice my discomfort, continuing to darn her skirt. We've been friends since forever, probably 4th or 5th grade, I think. Mari and Stacy formed the club the first year in high school, and I signed up right away. The rest is history. I see. Yep. For the first time, Laura looks me in the eye, although with some difficulty. I'm sorry. I'm really awful at talking to people. I really don't know what to say or where to jump in. Me too. She giggles, tucking a strand of cyan hair behind her ear. Hopefully we have more in common than blunderous communication skills. I'm sure over the course of the year we'll manage to get to know each other. Yep. Anyway, I won't keep you. I'm glad you're part of the club, Jim. Thanks, Laura. Hooray! And this is where I'm going to leave the demo for here. There's at least one other character based on a real person that we've not met yet, and there is, like, a big tease for, like, the big driving story of the game outside of the dating stuff. Basically, only Chapter 1 is out right now. If you look in the description below this video, there will be links to Tess's Twitter, Patreon, which is what funds development of the game, Itch.io, where you can download this Chapter 1 demo, and basically, go give this a look, try it out. Like, it seems like a really nice, well-put-together dating sim that has, like, cool investigative elements, and also has me as a dateable character, so you should go check it out. There's a bunch of stuff I skimmed past, there's a bunch of stuff I didn't investigate, there is a bunch more stuff in this demo. Give it a look. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you very much. Bye.